Aloha.
Hey.
Welcome to another behind the scenes. This is our second behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes of our film, A Creature in the Night. This is another one we did with just the two of us, but this time we got my nieces to act in it. Bethany played the lead, my niece Bethany. She was in our first, actually, feature film that you can watch on Amazon called Spit, the story of a caveman and a chicken.
Yeah.
And she was an amazing little actress in there. And Hannah played the creature. It was great. It was a joy to have the nieces. They are two of the coolest kids you'll ever meet. And not to mention really amazing actors, intelligent actors. So welcome to the behind the scenes. Yeah, welcome. So the day before we shot, we did a little light test and made sure our lighting was going to be wonderful. So we did most of our prep and we spent a bit of time getting the lighting good so that the next day when the actors were there, our nieces, they didn't have to wait around for us to get the lighting good. So we knew exactly what the setup was going to be the day before.
Exactly.
And then we were ready to go the next day. Everything was all on par.
Yeah, it made it go so much smoother.
And on the logistical end of things, we shot on a Panasonic GH4 Lumix. And we used the Rokinon lenses. We have a Rokinon Primes there. I think we shot most of it on a 24, maybe a little on the 35. And the GH4 settings were Cine D mode with the 400 ISO and with the white balance of 3200 Kelvin. Message us if there's anything we're leaving out that you want to know. So this is the night before. Our lighting setup was, we had two of our tube lights on either side lighting the doors, the wood panels on the sides of the dryer. So they're tungsten lights with a blue filter on it, and that's a nice simulation for moonlight. And then on the inside of the dryer scene, we had tungsten lights. We didn't use any gels. We just used, I think they were something around 2700 Kelvin. And then we also had a pink gel over a light on the outside of the dryer place against the wall there. But we were really happy with the light.
Had sort of like a 80s feel to it.
Yeah, we wanted to go with adding that. We added the red on the side purposefully to kind of go a little more Stranger Things, and the kind of more vivid blues for the moon and the orange for the setting, and then the red/pink for the side light. We wanted to color it up a bit on this one and just have some fun with the light. So yeah, let's dive into the prep before lighting wise. We always like to storyboard, and that is huge to us. We think, as we said in our last behind the scenes, the more you prepare before you start shooting, we feel like that gives you more freedom to be creative on set. A lot of people think that if you don't prepare, you're forced to be creative on set or whatever, you gotta do things, but we think if you prepare more, you have the time to be creative because you know exactly what you need to get. So once you get what you need to get, you're moving so much quicker. You're like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's get this shot here.
We got the shots. Let's play around now. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, and the last place we feel like you want to be trying to think of something is on set, because your mind's going so many different places. You'll save so much time, and you'll save so much money, and you'll save so much energy being prepared. When it comes to looking cinematic, people are always trying to go for the cinematic look and yada yada, and there's a lot of videos out there about camera settings and post-production and different things like that. But as great as those things are, which they do help to make things look cinematic, the big thing that makes a film look cinematic is everything. And that's wardrobe, that's lighting, that's your camera settings, that's your post-production, that's your set deck. Huge. All that stuff, it plays on looking cinematic. atmosphere, fogging it up. Anyway, wardrobe is one of the many elements that's important to take the time to do right. So we had Bethany bring a bunch of different choices, and we picked our favorite. And here is Bethany, as you can see, and here is Hannah, our creature. Without her teeth, and without the post-production, she looks a little less creature-ish. But here we are outside, staging, prepping, and blocking out the scene. And Bethany worked really hard on studying the storyboards and the script and knowing her movements beforehand, which she did that without me even asking. She's so awesome. Sisters, sisterly love. One thing we always talk about, or we like a lot, is atmosphere. And for this outdoor scene, and when we are outdoors, we use bee smokers. We get the charcoal that automatically lights up, the pre-soaked in kerosene or whatever charcoal. And you just throw a bunch of them in your bee smoker, and then you get frankincense. And you can get that on Amazon, on anywhere. You get little bags of frankincense. And after you get your fire really hot with the bee smokers, you can get those on Amazon as well. You pour your frankincense in there and you close it up, and you got the best smoke. This smoke will last you. It lasted us all night, from 7 till 12:30. They're the best. And we also had a fog machine down underneath the sink, and that let out little blips of fog. We actually had, I built this dry ice thing you can see here, and it's this hose, this metal hose going into this cooler, and I made a hole coming from metal hose into the cooler, and then I have an out ski area. Is that the technical term?
I like that.
Yeah, that's the technical term. But then I put the dry ice in the cooler, so when the fog passes through the dry ice, it makes it cold fog.
Fog it up.
Fogging it up. But anyway, one of the problems, though, with waiting for the scene and blocking, the dry ice in there cooled down our fog machine a little too much. So it wound up, it got too cold, and when your fog machine's too cold, it doesn't really put any fog out. So, but if you're using it, you got to constantly be cranking the fog machine when you have it hooked up to the dry ice with this kind of technique. Otherwise, your dry ice will travel into there and cool down your fog machine.
So the light bulb actually burnt out during the scene where the light bulb burns out.
I'm reminded here, something kind of creepy happened while we were filming this creepy moment in film. The light bulb in the dryer area actually burnt out while we were filming the light turning off.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. And after the light bulb going out, we had to get a new bulb and switch it out there. But it was kind of creepy the way things started happening that mirrored the film.
Yeah.
There is a creepiness.
Something
weird.
We wanted to participate.
Something weird is going on here. So for the reverse shots on Bethany, we got Ryan crawled up on the dryer and got as far back as he could, and we put a table over him. He had a computer desk, and just to get a little foreground, which is always a beautiful thing. For the foreground, we used just detergent bottles, which we had there.
So we shot all of Bethany's stuff, and then we switched over to Hannah.
And there she is in the dryer, and she fit pretty good in there.
It's a nice little home.
If you need a creature to be in a dryer, make sure you get your younger niece. Yeah. But she was great. So we put a wig on Hannah, and we used these awesome Soul Eater teeth. What a wonderful name. These Soul Eater teeth these guys make amazing teeth. But we just wanted them to add, as you can see here, we just had her hair and then her teeth, and it was just to help me in the end, because I wound up going frame by frame and distorting her face and adding makeup on her in post-production, and her hands as well. having the teeth, having a couple of the elements really help for believability and really help make it come that much more to life.
So creepy.
Yeah, super creepy in the end. Oh, and one more thing we did for the sock POV. We wanted the sock to be in the shot, so we wound up putting the sock on a basket, and I went down super low, and Bethany just reached down and got the sock. So you can see here how we did it, and then here's the actual shot. A week later, after we had a cut that we liked, we wound up going back up to the area where we filmed the scene, and we wound up doing all the audio. Basically, I had the video playing on my phone, and then Ryan followed me around with our Sennheiser. We have a Sennheiser MKH416 mic. It's an amazing shotgun mic. And then we also have a Tascam HDP2. So they're really good. It gives really nice quality sound. Doing all your sound in post, which we did anyway, but with this mic, you can still get very clean audio with like a Rode mic, or even just buying sounds online or finding sounds online.
Yeah.
We had a mic on the camera, but we forgot to turn it on.
Yeah, it was just one of those things.
It just sat there off, so we didn't have any audio on the actual shots. So we wound up having to reconstruct it anyway. Yeah.
Reconstruct all the Foley.
But usually we would do that anyway, and we did that with Eyes, and we did that. We're gonna do that. We're doing that with our next one. We have a camp thriller coming.
Yeah.
Which I suggest doing because unless you have a guy there just to do sound.
Yeah.
Because with two people, or if you have just you or just a couple of you, just do the sound later. If you can get a guy to be there just to specifically get sound, great.
Yeah.
But if not, doing the sound later works great, and you can get really amazing sound.
And it's pretty fun too.
And it's fun. There were moments where we needed some monster sounds, which we did separately after we got all of the Bethany sounds. And then we went up on the ladder and we got some nice wood creaks with the nails. Did we get any other sounds you can think of?
Oh, and the drips.
We got the drips. Those were kind of actually difficult because there were stupid birds out.
Yeah, there was all the turtle doves all day long. All these turtle doves kept like there was no like second or two in between the audio that didn't have a turtle dove in it.
I think there's one going on right now.
Yeah, there's even.
You can probably hear the birds
like
now. There's a lot of birds when you're filming in Hawaii. You got the birds, and when you're filming in other places, you probably got the other stuff, the squirrels.
Yeah.
Whatever they.
So we actually went into
you got the creatures.
Bathroom.
Oh yeah. At first we tried to do it with the bucket, with the thing, and then we moved the bucket out and tried to do it with the hose to get a better drip sound.
Turtle doves.
Turtle doves, but also it just wasn't getting a good sound. It wasn't getting that drip.
Yeah.
Drip. So then we, at the end, we were like, let's try this, and thank goodness we tried it because I think we were skeptical. But we got a cup and we just went in the bathroom and put the cup under the sink and had it drip into this cup, and I think it was it being a smaller hole, so it got that really clean drip sound that you hear right now. So in the edit, we wanted from the beginning to open up with a big wide shot of the house with a oversized moon, kind of like you see in the Home Alone movie and Christmas Vacation. So anyway, we knew we wanted to start with that, but we couldn't get our camera wide enough because there's trees and there's also neighbors.
And a rock wall.
And a wall.
And turtle doves.
And doves, yeah, the sound, yeah. So basically what we did is we went up and we got 9 different shots of the house on the still camera setting. And then with that, I pieced it together in Photoshop, and we got it in actually daylight and in the night.
Yeah.
So we were able to get the detail where otherwise would have been no detail because it would have been dark and not lit. But after piecing together the shot, I took out the background and put in the night sky, and then I animated the clouds so there's some movement, and then in the foreground we added a little fog floating by. it made it look kind of believable, like it's an actual shot.
Yeah.
Even though it has a humongous, exaggerated moon.
Yes.
Which we love.
The best.
Yeah. ET status, man.
Yeah.
You gotta ET it up. Exaggerate your moons. That's very important. Adding depth to your film with subtext, we believe in it strongly. It's the little things that you don't ever really notice, but it adds this depth to your film. And one thing we did is we put an undertone of Pinocchio in here because the belly of the whale. And she gets sucked into the belly of the whale at the end. So we wanted this little bit of Pinocchio in there. And the cat we named Figaro. And I actually wound up adding a little wall art of a whale at the beginning. And then also she's humming When You Wish Upon a Star. Not really, but she is, but not really. So anyway, it adds this subtext, and no one is ever going to notice that. But it's just that depth is there. This is really embarrassing, but here's a quick blip of it. Very quick. Okay, good. That's enough. We had an idea of throwing the creature on the roof. That very subtle, which most people will probably have missed, which I put this horrible stuff on and look like an idiot. And put against green screen, and then I just keyed me out, and then I put myself on the roof and darkened me and add a little glow around, a little shimmer shine. The way this creature movement goes is he's on the roof watching her, and then as the lights turn off, she looks up that way, and then the creature, when she's looking that way, crawls down and goes in the dryer, and then she closes the dryer and he's in there, and then we kind of do a little teasing of something else or he went out there, so you're kind of deterred from the dryer and you're looking out there. For a second you don't think he's down there, and then he is in the dryer. But that was his path. The text at the end and the opening, we actually I wound up photoshopping the font and making an original font, because
super cool.
In the end we used a bunch of different tried a bunch of different fonts, but it just sucks when the I's are the same and the Y's are the same. We wanted all the letters to be different. Original. So we made an original font for it, a creepy looking font. For the POV shot of the light as the thing's walking on the roof, we added a flicker to it in post, just to add to the creepiness of it all. And then it was kind of fun because we wound up doing the flicker at the very beginning with the credits.
Yeah.
And we have the flicker in the middle, and we have the flicker at the very end. So the flicker kind of became a nice little commonality throughout the film. Is that a word?
Yeah.
That's a word, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Word of the day.
Yeah.
Commonality.
We wound up shooting the end with the monster pretty visible. And we closed to black with the monster originally, just with the monster face coming in.
Yeah.
And this is what we mentioned in the last one, and we love it. And it's when you have a film, send it to people you trust.
Yeah.
And get some feedback, because that'll help fine-tune your film even more. We wound up sending this one to 20 different people that we really trust, and multiple people said they wanted her to be sucked into the dryer, and then also multiple people said they wanted a kitty cat scare. So we wound up doing a pickup shoot with the suckage into the dryer and the kitty cat scare. So for the dryer pool scene that we wound up adding in, we borrowed the clothes from Bethany, which this is another embarrassing moment for me. Embarrassing moment number 2.
On record, go for the try.
In this shoot, and we put 2 chairs underneath the green screen, and we wound up shooting myself jumping onto the green screen, and then we shot the actual scene separate with nothing except the cloud of poof, which we put the fog machine to blow out a little puff of smoke when she's pulled in, which we thought would be fun. So in the end, I just put an easy mask at the door and cut myself out of the green screen. And after lighting myself, I just used tracking to pull myself into the dryer. and I was pulled right into the mat of the door, and it looks kind of pretty convincing, I think.
Yeah.
So for the Fee shot, Ryan was holding her on the refrigerator there, and then I was down there doing the POV, and Ryan would release her, and she would do
whatever she
wanted to do. So,
and she was a handful. We were just dishing her out tons of treats to keep her up there, so because we had to do like a couple takes.
In the end, she did good, and that's a fun little note. Her name is Figaro. I wound up shortening to Fee, and then Fifi is what we often call it. I have an animal named Fifi. It's a little embarrassing moment number 3.
Oh,
that's the third one. Good try.
She was born for this role.
She was born for this role. Oh, so moving on to the last shot, the hand grab. So we did a test of angles. Getting the angle right for the hand grab was tough. We wound up having a boogie board to try get the camera over more, but then in the end we pulled the boogie board out and we wound up using towels to get the camera hanging over more. Did a bit of makeup with liquid latex. Did some fake nails and clipped them. And it's such a quick shot, it's hard to even see all this stuff. But clipped the nails to look all jagged, liquid latex, and then makeup on top, and it made a pretty fun, I think, monster arm.
Oh.
And then after all the makeup and the liquid latex and the nails, we used Vaseline to give it a shiny, kind of like gunky, like, it's great for any kind of body parts or gross stuff. Just use that and it shines it up and makes it look all gooey and gross. But that's about it. That's the end of the Creature in the Night behind the scenes, I think.
So stay tuned because we got another short thriller film that we're going to release here in the coming weeks.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, procrastination is your biggest enemy, so grab a camera and grab some lights and have some fun. Go make a movie.
Make a movie.
Time to go to Target. I gotta get cat food.
Nice.
Yeah.